Hello YouTube, how the hell are you? My name is Vac, and we're here tonight to play some Marvel Strike Force. So you found your way to Mortytown TV, our little corner of the internet. We're playing Marvel Strike Force, as I said. We're a Gold 2 alliance called the Mortytown Locos. And I'm Vac. So let's get right into it. We're going to do some high-end content as best we can. We're going to maybe do another run at Dark Dimension 3 tonight, because I did get Symbiote Spider-Man ready to go. We're definitely going to farm some catalysts because they're ×3 drops right now, and then we're going to do, we're going to do all of our basic stuff. So let me just pull the stream up over here on my off screen and get this thing ready to go. So we're going to add some new elements to the stream tonight. I've been working on some new things and utilizing my Elgato Stream Deck. Seems like a pretty handy device. Seems like a pretty handy device. And we're going to check that out as we get into it. Once we get some more people in here and I can get some feedback on it. So that leaves with no more ado. Let's pick up our mail and get into playing the game. So this is interesting. They're taking out these superiors that they did add, and they're adding in the superiors that we're currently farming for stuff for right now. Like, I think these are supposed to be for in the future, when they add in another gear tier. Or maybe there's some rare thing. I don't really know. I'm horribly informed for a YouTuber, I realize. But I'm not in the Envoy program, and I don't even get the time to read all of the blogs necessarily. And I have always been a player who kind of learned about this game from guys like, Casino and Valley and OMG. That's really the holy trinity as far as I'm concerned, as far as YouTube content creators for this game. So what we're getting here is some stuff that I do want for some stuff that I will want in the future. So it's kind of a balance, right? Like, we can just open them now, hope we get that stuff we'll want in the future, or we can just wait and open them up when we know we're going to get something we need now. But I think we're probably just going to go ahead and open them. So Chaos Theory is going, and we're definitely going to have to go and do that. I was busy earlier and missed Arena. Somebody knocked me down to 6th. I'm not happy about that, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm in the States, so we will just have to, endure the revelry of my neighbors tonight. There's going to be a lot of fireworks going on outside the building. Possibly some drunken revelry as the night goes along. So let's just let's go ahead and start spending energy and do some of the boring stuff while it's just a few of us in here, and then we'll get to the rest later. So we're good on Arena. So let's just go ahead and start spending some energy. Still wanting to focus on city characters. 2 out of 5 is not good enough. But I'm feeling less of a rush to get Punisher in there now. And we could think about working Kingpin, who would be nice to get to Gear 14. But of course, we also want Carnage, and we also want Venom, and that's not going to stop. We might as well go ahead and equip that. Alright, so Gamer, good to see you, man. I'm glad you liked the Arena video. I've been catching a lot of questions on that, and I thought, you know what, I could probably roll through every team in 10 minutes or so. That turned out to be almost exactly the mark. All right. How are we on marrow extract? Do I even need it for all these pieces? It appears I do not. Of course, that's just getting him to 13. He's way behind. What about Carnage here? So we're sitting on 8. Still got a good ways to go before we're going to get another piece on a bio character. I need 3 pieces for Kingpin. I need 1 piece for Punisher. So I think I'm just going to lean into Punisher. Especially since we have the times 12. Now I would not normally recommend spending 100 cores for refreshes, but I really wanted to take advantage of this this times 3 event. So I'm going to whale out a little bit. You know, you make a judgment based off of, you know, what you've got going on. So 200. Okay, we can do 1. We can do 1, but that's all we're doing. That's all. Okay, Nick's Games. Nice to see you back, man. Welcome back to the stream. All right, so that'll put us a little closer to Punisher, but we're still short. But not too huge a deal. There's probably something we can do to be working. Is there anything I'm going to hate losing here? We can go ahead and be working on Venom. We know he's one of the 3 one of the ones we're gonna want. If I had my brothers on the first 4, it'd be the 3 symbiotes and Ghost Rider. So let's go ahead and we'll spend that and we'll get that on him. And then we'll just farm for whatever the next thing is here. It looks like it's gonna be polymers. And that'll get us some chimichangas, so we'll be glad for that. Chimichangas. So that's still going. But now that we've got our energy spent, let's go ahead and jump in and start doing our Chaos Theory event. And we'll be finishing up the final phase of it here for our 7-star Wakandan team, which for me sits at about 387. They're not a team I've invested very heavily in. But I do have a 7 Red Star Black Panther and a 6 Red Star Shuri. Pretty sure she's 6. She's pretty tough. She's pretty beefy. And a great character for me in Ultimus 7. Which is really where I get the most use out of her, is Ultimus 7. But, you know, Wakanda is a pretty good middle-of-the-road team in a lot of modes like Blitz and even War. And so it's not like, you know, you need so many teams in those modes that you want them out there, right? It's just how deep do you go? And I've gone about as far as tier 3 on these guys. I have not put a lot of T4 of any kind into them. So looking at what we're facing here, I am really scared of Mags. And let's see if we can maybe focus him down before he hits us, but I doubt it. I doubt it. So let's just give everybody... Oh, the free attack. The free attack got me there. Okay. So... now we'll look for Mystique. She's going to give us troubles by turning us against each other. And I'm not happy about this dinosaur we're going to catch in the face here in a second. But hey, maybe we get lucky. Yeah, we're rolling right through this. These guys are going down pretty easy. I'm actually going to hang on to his ultimate and just double basic these guys while he's on a little tear chain. He's so nice in that regard. We're going to put a Taunt up with M'Baku. Especially, you know, like as much as they were hyped versus their reality, afterwards they are certainly the most egregious example of that. And I was afraid at first that that Black Order was going to turn out that way as well. And I was pretty mad about it because, selling me a raid team didn't really get me out of pocket very much, right? But trying to sell me an arena team, I'm an arena guy. I'm like, oh, let's earn them cores. If I'm going to put my money, I put it in arena. So I went all in on Black Order after I pulled a 7 Red Star Corvus. And I was like, shoot, got rooked. I've got a pretty good offensive war team here, and that's about it. But then, a couple of bug fixes later, and I was totally wrong. So I'm glad I didn't I almost made my first video about that, and I'm glad I held my powder on that. Kept my powder dry on that. because they've turned out to be the best team in the game. Now, of course, it's way too late for Wakanda to make that kind of recovery, but they're decent enough for stuff like this, and I don't think this PvE content for this is really very hard, so it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that we were going to roll through here and get this 3-starred pretty quickly. So I'm sorry if you care about story, but I'm going right along. I got stuff to do. So that's a good bit of upgrade tokens, and we're happy to have that. And we'll just auto win 2 more. And now we're going to go straight to the store. Because I have not farmed the store since it reset earlier, number 1. And we always need to farm. Oh, yes. Oh, getting closer. That's 10 out of 15 we need for the next piece. We'll definitely take these basic catalysts. Yeah, I mean, they really oversold them. And when you're overselling stuff and people are putting money into it, that engenders hard feelings. So I get it. I really do get it. They really need to understand their game better and not make those kinds of promises. Do I need this encoded data? I kind of do. I'm good on that. My game's going good, Nick. Thank you for asking very much. I've had a pretty good day, actually. And I'm hoping for an even better one tomorrow. I'm going to do a little barbecuing with my family and celebrate the holiday. I will still probably make one of the 2 streams tomorrow. And I'm planning on making the PM stream. I like to be home and ready for bed by that point. I'm getting pretty old. I'm pushing 50. So we'll probably be here playing some Marvel Strike Force. We'll get all that sun and fun burger time out of the way. I'll be ready to come back, play a little game, go to bed. So grab our orbs here, which is of course going to get us a little closer to some more chimichangas, which will get us a little more gear, which is really where we're driving at all this. Just keep those catalysts coming. Alright, so we don't need that. We don't. Actually, we'll take that. Good on these? We're good on those. Alright, we got enough for a Kingpin Vault, maybe 2. Yep. It's a great time to get together with family. Middle of the summer, beautiful weather. Good morning, Mr. Sander. What's going on, Thomas? I just guessed, Nick. I just guessed, yeah. I mean, that not necessarily. I mean, lots of people, you know, I'm going to hang out with my parents tomorrow. I mean, my mother. My father is unfortunately not still with us. Yeah, the holiday is July 4th. Oh, one Wolverine. I want to get me some of them then. We're definitely going to open and see if we can get them. I'm not really going to hold up any more orbs right now. We've been saving orbs for a long time. Yeah, that Wakanda event was pretty easy, but I'm glad just to collect the rewards and get on out of there. You know, I mean, that's not the kind of content that really engages me. Let's see here. We got enough for 1 orange, but we'll probably come back for another one later. And we are still holding those Ultimus orbs until they make that change. So as far as war, we could go for some good mini uniques. I have heard about the new characters coming into the game. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm always liking new characters. I don't know how much I'm going to whale out on any of them, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe like the initial offers just to make a foundation for them. Kind of what I like to do when I'm not really, you know, I can pull up $20 or $40, but you know, going all in hundreds of dollars on a character, I only really do for arena. Yep, I'm looking forward to seeing what the raid configuration of what the raid configuration of X-Men is going to be. That'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to playing with that, because there are certainly lanes that would be useful. Pretty good here. Pretty good here. We'll probably need some catalysts. I don't want to wait for war credits on them. So we'll just we do badly need superior basics though. And one more refresh, hoping for some good stuff. Not really. Not really. But we'll take some more superior basics and move on. Seven Red Star Agent Coulson. Not gonna do it, man, but it's nice to dream about. That's my favorite character. I don't know if you're aware of that, but I'm a big fan of Coulson. He sits right here underneath the monitor. He's been right under you this whole time driving Lola. You didn't even know it. Maybe you did know it. If you've been around a little while, you know it. But still. I'm not gonna refresh the upgrades. I'm not in a huge rush, and the characters that I really want to spend that on are not here yet. For the most part, I want to put that toward Black Order to keep my arena team on top. So let's take a look at that arena team. Still number 1. We're good. I really would rather get knocked down to 2 or 3 so I can make some attacks. But they'll come get me eventually. I know they will. 2 guys in particular. It's really kind of a 3-way competition between me and the other 2 guys that run a strong Black Order. And, oh, that would be nice, Thomas. I really wished I had done that myself. I do have a nice, good Coulson, though. So I'm going to go ahead and put... we're up to 10 people now. Okay. So, welcome. Those of you just joining the channel, you found your way to Mortytown TV. We're playing some Marvel Strike Force. Come on in. We're going to take this opportunity to test out some new gizmos that I've got going on for the stream. So everybody loves Mortytown.
I love Morty, and I hope Morty loves me. I'd like to wrap my arms around him and feel him inside me. Oh, crap.
Okay, that was maybe a weird one, but I hope you enjoyed it. All right, so... I also hope that came through okay. Pretty sure it did. I was testing it earlier. All right, so we're going to be doing our beta raid here with both of my guys. We're going to go through this one with Vac to clear the way. Mystic Tech Sinister 6. I think what we'll actually do here is, instead of an unempowered Thanos, I'm glad you like it, gamer. We're going to try to incorporate more stuff like that onto my stream deck, because that shit is cool.
For real, times a million, buddy.
I think so, at least. All right, so what we're looking for is we're going all the way down here to Ultron. Now I got that song in my head. All right. So now we're going to start rolling through these nodes. You probably have. I think a lot of those guys, much like Marvel Strike Force content creators that have been around for a long time doing this, they talk, they collaborate, they're fans of each other's work, right? And that's just something that happens in creative circles. There's a lot of crossover in the shows themselves, right? There's something that got thrown into a portal in one that's shown coming out of a portal in another. I think Gravity Falls to Rick and Morty. So one thing you guys could do as fans is I've been doing some searching around and trying to find Rick and Morty you know, files of on like SoundCloud and things like that. So if you see any that I've missed that you want to see incorporated in, you know, feel free, you know, contact me on Discord or Facebook and send them my way. I kind of like this one.
Oh yeah, you gotta get swifty. You gotta get swifty in here.
I absolutely watch Netflix shows, gamer. Yeah, I've seen a bunch. I watch Disney Plus a lot as well. So let's see, bio or tech or skill or tech. I'm gonna give Baxos his pick on this one, but I think he's gonna want the skill or tech. Yeah, he is. So I'm gonna go bio or tech, and we'll just take our symbiote. There we go. Great rating. Suits. I'll have to give it a try. Yeah, no great targets, but let's just get some Wolvies off the board and let them go do their thing. Get that on Pyro. Nice. Also worked up this one for when a team gets
Riggedy wrecked, son!
and I got quite a number of hotkeys still left available. So we're going to work some more in here. It's just kind of an evolution of the soundboard that I was playing with the other day. This is a lot more convenient for me. Oh, Thomas. Yeah, sorry. I just saw your comment, buddy. I am really enjoying Dead to Me. I watched another episode earlier today. All manner of drama and hotness. I'm digging it. Very much digging it. All right, so that'll do that. I would go Symbiote Spider-Man over Carnage if you're dead set on one of those two. Yeah, definitely. I'm not against DC. I could see me trying out some of their stuff. I have not enjoyed their movies as much as the Marvel movies. But I really did like Shazam. I like that a lot. Okay, so that'll do for raids. We're just kind of waiting until we gather up some more tickets to get the next Ultimus 7 going. That may be the case. I've heard that a lot. I've liked the Marvel shows that I've watched. I mean, you know, Maybe not Iron Fist quite as much, but still, I like that one for Colleen Wing. You know, I found something to enjoy in most of the Marvel shows. Hi, Alex. Welcome back to the stream, buddy. All right. More goodies to pick up. So what we can do now then, I think I could go for maybe one more run at this city node. Let's see what we got going on here. Cost me 150. Let's do it. Let's do it. And maybe we'll get 2 people in here tomorrow, or another person in here tomorrow. Get Punisher in there with them. Start working on getting Carnage and Venom. Maybe I'll get Carnage and Venom in there probably Carnage next. Before they finish, we'll see. It's going to be a long, slow road. Because right now we got 10 characters on the field, and not like summons either. Like 10 characters. So what we really need to do is start whittling down those numbers like that, right? That's a good start. Except for that. That was pretty miserable. But we'll be able to hit him again at least with that. And if we're lucky, that will finish him back off again, and it does. So now let's take Cap and use him to hit everybody else. Which is probably the big ability that we're hanging on to get us the most progress right now. I think Crossbones may be a dead man walking. I'm going to go hit Doctor Strange, so he's going to stop. I need to stop him from rezzing people any more than that. I need him dead by the time he gets that ability back around. Now, it's always better with these two if it goes the other way around and they kill Symbiote Spider-Man first. Because then you get some nice retaliatory damage with Ghost Rider. But it's just not working out that way today. In fact, they're just beating us all to heck. He's blind, so nothing. We're just going to go down hard from here. But we did whittle a few of them off the field. 3 to be specific. And those were the first 3 we'd killed. We'd just been wearing them down a little bit up to this point. And that's my 3rd attack on this node. You know, when you start off facing a full 10 like that, it's a little hard to stand against. But once we get the tide turned, it'll probably go pretty quickly in our favor. Okay, so nah, still no arena. All right, so that'll do it for that. Let's see if we did get another enough chimichangas for another. Nope, no, we did not. Just for blues. Meh. We don't need that so much. So let's go do some blitzing. It's a perfect opportunity to take the day, some time today for a look at X-Force. Right, we're at tier 8. Okay, appreciate that, Alex. I'm not watching the metrics that hard right now. Not really stressing over it. This is a hobby for me. I do in my spare time. I'm very happy to have everybody here. I intend to continue to create content, particularly these live streams, because all I'm really doing is just pointing the camera at what I was already doing for you know, just doing. So where is my X-Force team? Where did I land them? I feel like we're certainly improving. More and more people are becoming aware of us. And we're certainly getting more and more viewers every day, and I'm very happy for that, actually. It's pretty cool interfacing with people on Facebook and Discord. So looking for, where did I hide you in this lineup at? It seems like maybe I've lost my X-Force team, which doesn't seem possible. More likely, I just rolled past them while I was talking. There we go. So who's a good defense team that they're likely to see? Asgard for sure. I don't think they're going to beat Black Order. I just really don't think they're at that level. But let's see if we can't recreate some more of this goodness here. I think they're going to be real good for countering these strong Asgard teams that you run into in war. Because both X-23 and Deadpool will be able to use their assassination abilities through stealth, and that's pretty big because this team that's what they do. You get them under half health, they stealth. You got to move on to some other target. The whole time you're pissing off Thor while you're switching targets around. It's way more effective just to be able to kill one of them. So, in that interest, let's put a disrupt on Thor. I did, Alex. The Wakanda event went pretty easy. I finished up the 7-star node, the last section of it, and we're kind of done with it now. But if you want to scroll back to the beginning of the stream later, or now, or whatever you want to do, you can find it back there, yeah. So let's ability block. I should have ability blocked on Sif. I messed that up. Okay. I really feel like the better move is to ability block Sif, where she's going to put off her taunt, because now she's going to taunt us here and take us off Thor. But hopefully we did enough damage to Thor, especially with this slice and dice, hopefully, that, and we'll get rid of her taunt with Cable next turn. But hopefully this will now go kill Thor. Oh, so close. Hopefully this will do it. That did it. That did it. We're still in a tight game here. This is a 40K. This is a 40K punch up. So those assassinations through stealth, pretty handy. I'm hoping they'll try to kill Deadpool, but they're over here instead focusing on. Now that does a lot of damage if you still have a Deadpool around. There you go. Attack that Deadpool, because he's going to come right back with that domino around. Pow! 80% health. They just healed him. They just healed him. So it's kind of RNG dependent. You know, you're really depending on who they go after, etc. Let's go ahead now. Let's put that ability block on her. Nope, she resisted it. So we'll just get right back on Heimdall. Charge up our boy. Yeah, we might as well drop and do a little time manipulation. There we go. Start getting rid of these illusions. A little slice and dice on Sif. We'll just have to work her down. She's pretty tanky. But I think we got her now. So the only reason that we had any hiccups on that is because I messed up and did not ability block Sif right off the bat. And of course the same thing can happen to you if Sif just flat out resists, which probably right now most of the Sifs out there on defense are a little beefier than the X-23s on offense. But that will change over time. So I think eventually this team is going to handle Asgard with really no problem. And they may very well be an effective counter to the higher end defensive teams. I just haven't been able to replicate it yet. Oh, look at that. Mirror match. We're not doing that. But let's go in and see what we can do against. This is a team you'll sometimes see on defense. I don't feel like it's the best defensive team, Brotherhood. Particularly the old configuration Brotherhood like this. But some people use it. So we'll see how they do. All right. So we just kind of want to blow through all of these blinded people. We're just going to have to eat that right now. Not going to lose our Negasonic this time. Good, good, good. So now we can do a little slicing and dicing. We'll start with Pyro because Mags, you know, he's really already done his bit. It's Pyro that's going to hurt us now that we're all bunched up. So let's get him out of here. All right, so this should probably hit Mag or Juggernaut. Yeah, Magneto. Thankfully, not Juggernaut. Sorry for overwhelming y'all. Bored? Nobody gets bored in Mortytown. Everybody loves Morty.
I love Morty, and I hope Morty loves me. I'd like to wrap my arms around him and feel him inside me. Oh crap!
Not me again. That's really kind of subjective. If you're kind of a whale and you've already half gone after them already, then they're probably good to go ahead and get, because they are going to rank pretty in like mid to upper ranges of your offensive roster in War. But if you are a free to play player or close to it, that's not where I would suggest putting your money. I mean, you're much better off getting a team that's going to help you in Arena, and that's not going to be these guys. They are going to be a great War offense team, no doubt about that. Let's drop this taunt, hopefully. No, but we got a little turn manipulation out of that. But yeah, they're not. If you just got a little bit of money, if you're only going to invest in one team, this wouldn't be it. But if you have some money to spend, you wouldn't even have to go that deep to put them together to be a good enough team to take down Asgard for sure. Okay. Take it easy, Thomas. I was glad to see you here, man. Oh, in War offense, that's a tough question. Right now, I would say Fantastic Four, but if I'm being honest, I really think that that by the time I catch this team up to the level of power that Fantastic Four has, I think that it will be X-Force. Right now, probably Fantastic Four, but once we get X-23 up to around a 70 or 80, and the same thing for Negasonic, I suspect that this will be the better team. Right? I think they'll both be great, but if you got to go to one or the other, I'd go for the new hotness. Absolutely. So I think they're comparable right now, but X-Force may end up being better in the long run. And if you were weighing whether X-Force or Fantastic Four, I'd go X-Force. But if you don't have a good arena team, like buy Black Order before you buy any. I know you only get so many opportunities, but Black Order would be primary team number one that you'd really want to go after if you were spending money. Or at a bare minimum, buy yourself an Asgard, and then go through Black Bolt and Humans, etc. from there to get a Black Order. Because you got to get that Maw. I don't know if they'll let you buy a Maw. I don't know. I'm sure somehow or another they will. But anyway, what can we get? Let's try AIM. I don't think we've tried AIM. This is a slight punch up. Nothing significant. Oh, thank you very much, not me again. I appreciate that. I've been meaning to get that one done all week. So to finally get a day off from work for the holiday is let me push that through. And even then, I don't think I could have spent more time on it. I just slapped the thumbnail together. I just wanted to get it out there. So let's see now. Let's go right at Scientist Supreme when you're fighting this team. She's the one, anybody else you kill, she'll bring them right back a lot of the time. So she's really the true threat, even though Graviton's probably doing most of the damage here. So let's buff up a little bit, get it charged on him. A little slice and dice. it's hard to debuff them because of immunization. Hopefully this can get Scientist Supreme. Almost. So close. But we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. This should finish off Scientist Supreme for sure. And that ultimate really seems to hit at a great time, right? Like usually that's right about the point in the match where somebody's either taunting you off or the enemy is stealthed on you or escaped in some other way. And so that's really nice to have that ultimate. They're like, nope, no, you're not getting away. We're going to finish you off. And like for the same here, right? Now we can do the same thing with Monstrosity. And you got 2 of those on this team. It's pretty handy. So now here comes the big bomb. Put some heal blocks on them. Not that that's really applicable now. They're not really going to heal much. We'll try to clear that taunt. All right, we definitely want to get Graviton off the board next. I will absolutely do that next, Alex. I'll be glad to do that for you. It's pretty much identical to this team we just beat. Pretty close to it. I think identical. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. If you get unlucky and they get Scientist Supreme down before you can really get yourself set up, then you're in trouble. But if she can survive until security taunts, then you're in pretty good shape with that team. They're pretty strong. They're especially great on war offense. And like I was pretty mad when I first got red star pulls on them, but since then I have really enjoyed having this team.
For real, times a million, buddy.
So let's see here. This is the team, right? Same thing you just saw. I just had a little different on the positioning, but nothing too bad. And yeah, that's it. I do pretty well with it. I do pretty well with it. Like that team there, I'm gonna have a problem with. Even this team, possibility. This is kind of a semi-power armor Danvers team. I don't know. That looks like the toughest thing we could fight right there. This is a big punch up. We'll see how they do. I really enjoy this AIM team. So there's a 1 in 5 chance that they're probably going to pull this off, and the 1 in 5 is who does Captain Marvel hit first? Does she take Scientist Supreme right off the board first? I do have a number of them, and I got a screenshot I could post that has all the 7s. It's like 9 7 Red Star characters on my roster right now. 2 of them on this AIM team. And I've gotten most of them out of Elite 5 orbs and things like that. So anyway, we're going to go right at Danvers. Hopefully that diffused damage they're doing will be able to sustain it. Definitely get some slows around. But she's going to get rid of all that. She's going to kill Monstrosity. Alright, we weathered that storm. Get our taunt up. And hopefully we'll get some... resurrections going here pretty quick. If not, then we may be in trouble. Because Danvers is just healing right up again. So that stun didn't matter. We are in trouble. And down they go. Yeah, so that wasn't a great matchup for him. Very sorry. Sometimes that happens. It's a 100K punch-up. They're not really the team to do 100K punch-ups. But this will be a little more manageable. This will be more like a 50K. Let's try to find them a good team. It's all mismatched stuff. I really wish there was something better there. As you can see here, I've got a 7 Red Star security. It was my second 7 Red Star I ever pulled. And then more recently, I pulled a 7 Red Star AIM Assaulter, which pretty much solidified that 5th position on the team for me. And I was kind of using him most of the time anyway. So let's go up against these symbiotes with a Vulture. That looks pretty tough, actually. This time we're going to do our best not to get...
Riggedy wrecked, son!
So in the interest of that, we're going to go right at Carnage. Yeah, well, we can look at my Kree team when we finish up this last aim attack. Ultimus is really the best way to make a good Kree team, essentially. So now this is an offensive team that is fairly decent against this symbiote offense because of immunization and because of Scientist Supreme's ability to flip debuffs. So we're going to go ahead and put our taunt up, finish off Carnage. Thankfully they don't have a symbiote Spider-Man, but what we're going to do here is use her special ability to flip all those debuffs into buffs. So they're really doing me a favor when they throw all that stuff on me. You got to live through one turn, but other than that, then you get the advantage on them from it. So we'll try to stun Carnage, or Venom, excuse me. Carnage is dead. That's a lot of DPS coming from Vulture, but we're going to weather it. And even if we lose somebody, there's a good chance we get them back. Oh man, you have the worst battery issues, my young friend. Well, that's cool. This is the last aim attack we're going to do. I hope that was helpful to see that. And then next we'll check out a Kree team. All right, I think from there they can auto it on out. I'm going to stand up and stretch my legs. All right then, so let's just readjust a minute here, very briefly. There we go. Hi, how you doing? So, we're back at it.
Oh yeah, you gotta get Swifty. You gotta
Let me
get
find that
Swifty
Kree
in
team.
here.
So here's the Kree team I'm running. Without Ultimus in there, Nick, obviously you can make a better Kree team than this. And you could do it by putting Minerva and Captain Marvel on this team instead. I just find it much more useful to have them in their other respective homes. There's a very good chance Minerva may make her way back here one day, but for right now, Captain Marvel has a very solid home on the Hero Brawler team for me. So it would be detrimental for me to put her on this team. But when I have to just build the best Kree team I can for like a raid lane, I absolutely use her. But in the meantime, for blitz and modes like that, this is the Kree team that I run. And you could probably put in somebody like... Okay. So anyway, yeah, you could probably put in, instead of, if you don't have Ultimus here, you could easily plug in another Kree that does good damage, like Reaper would probably be a good choice right there. So anyway... Yeah, I have BKT on kind of a Guardian Nerva team right now, and that's where I like them. But this is a pretty decent Kree option, and let's take them up against a punt fender team here, and it's kind of just like a basic baseline. Can they beat punt fenders kind of thing. So, we'll get our taunt up, get everybody with some defense up, which is the best part of that ability. And that helps them survive that Punisher barrage. Then we're going to summon. So we'll go with the straight damage. No effects to get over, but we're just wanting to get enough damage on Iron Fist to get him off the board before he can heal himself, which we may come up short, looks like. But we can still keep pushing him. At this level of punch-up, they may not be capable of this. But I wanted to illustrate the team in action. They're not going to make it. They're not going to make it.
Riggedy wreck, son!
Okay, not my best team, right? But that's the Kree team. That's the Kree team I would use because I don't plan on them being my best team. I'm not expecting so much out of them. I mostly only use them at the middle tiers of a blitz, you know, tier 4, tier 5. They don't ever see tier 8. They're not one of those teams. But I do want to keep myself up here in the tier 8 range just in case. Because what I'd like to do is just find hard teams for X-Force to fight. That's really all I'm looking to do with Blitz right now because I don't need Captain America shards. No way, no how. Captain America was the first character I wailed out on, man. I just bought a $10 offer to get him open when I first started, but still, it was worth it. It was worth it. So let's see what we can find here. Shield team. Let's see how they do against Shield. This is something I'd like. I'm curious, right? This is a decent little punch up. We'll have to see how it goes, man. So, in the absence of... There's the medic. Okay. So, let's just go at Fury until we can see medic. Of course, there's no way that that's going to happen with Mr. Taunt Boy around. Now, let's try to put a disrupted on Fury so that he can't give himself more buffs and pass them around. We want to avoid that if we can. I don't want to see all those defense ups on everybody. So then we're going to slice and dice. And of course, we've just gotten taunted again, but we're going to charge up him for the next one. And then this should kill Fury and move on and hopefully get Operative pretty close. So I'm going to go ahead now and do some turn manipulation and try to drop his taunt. I'm really disappointed that it didn't. So now we got to hit him, but hopefully we'll get enough splash damage to maybe finish off Operative. But then I really need to get over onto Medic before Medic starts resurrecting anybody. This is probably going to hit, the tank. And we'll just have to work through his taunt, I guess. Because there's nothing to be done for it now. But this should finish him off. There we go. Now it's going to be pretty critical to get over here and get her down before she's able to res. And we managed to pull that off. So they've handled Shield pretty easily there. Now I want to see that same fight with a Coulson. But I feel like they're going to do okay. So it looks like even if it doesn't end up being every meta defense team, they're going to do pretty reasonably well against most. Which, maybe doesn't make them worth, hundreds of dollars of investment. But it might be worth grabbing an offer or two to kind of set the team up and use them to begin with. There's every now and then you see that kind of low to mid-range opponent that has a meta team that he's not done raising yet, and it's only 200K or whatever. And it's nice to have somebody that's appropriate to go take them out, and you'll be building them up in the process. And that's kind of what I'm planning on doing. Like I'm not gonna go ham on mine. They're at 360 now, so they're in pretty good shape. What I am gonna try to do is to put a little effort into X23 and Negasonic, finish out their 7th star. That'll be pretty helpful. And try to get their gear, and probably baselined off around 13. Which shouldn't be too hard with the level of T4 income I've got right now. You may want to get to 11 or 12, right? Early in the game, 11 was always the baseline I shot for a team before I put them into action. So anyway, let's see. Unless we can find a really good matchup, we're going to call that. Yeah, that's just a bunch of trash. So that's all we can do there. Let me check my daily objectives. Everything's completed. Let me take one more look at raid and see if we're just shy, man. We cannot start that U7 just yet. And it's not too late, but it is getting late. So Dark Dimension 3's done. That pretty much, I think I've run myself just about out of content, ladies and gentlemen. So I guess what I'm going to do there is bring it to a conclusion. I want to thank everybody for coming along with me live tonight for Mortytown TV. We really appreciate having you here. And if you're watching this later on the YouTubes, thanks a lot for watching all the way to the end. That's pretty cool. So till I see you again, thanks for coming. Keep gaming. Be cool. I'm Vac, and I'm out of here.